Hi everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me. We'll begin shortly. We'll just give the rest of the attendees a few moments to join us. I've got Nikki on the line with us today. She's going to be fielding the questions. Hopefully most of them will be answered as we progress through the session. Anything that is unanswered at the end, we will discuss. Okay, guys, just gone a couple of minutes past 4, so let's dive right in. We're going to be discussing today collecting and reporting on additional sales data. Specifically, we're going to be looking at how we can capture information relating to how your customers find you, which in RFMS is called ad source. We're also going to be looking at how you can capture information relating to what promotions they might be coming in for. Okay, the fields we're looking at today can also be used to capture other information relating to your customers, your sales, but we're going to focus specifically on your ad source and your promotions, hopefully with the goal of figuring out where your advertising streams are most successful and which of your promotions are most successful in terms of converting more quotes. We're going to split the session up into 4 parts. We're going to look at initial setup, we're going to look at how to use the data, and then follow-ups with your customers and reporting on the information. You should all be able to see my RFMS order entry page, and this is where we set up our initial options. So we want to know how your customers find you. Commonly that is TV advertising, radio, newspaper. It might be local sponsorship such as a kids football team or a school fair. It might be TV sponsorship. There's a lot of building renovation shows. Maybe you're involved with them. Okay, so we set this up in order entry. We come to utilities, we drop down to setup, and we come down to ad source. You'll see I've already put a few in here. I'm going to create a new one with the green plus, and I'm going to call this home show. I'm also going to create a new one of TV sponsorship. You'll notice that every ad source has a little inactive button, which so you can toggle options on and off as they become irrelevant. All right. The other thing you'll notice is that I've got a prefix ahead of my other to push it to the bottom. So when you're building these options, you can use numbers and letters as prefixes to sort your options, because when they appear in the drop-down box, it's going to come alphabetized. Okay, I'm going to go out of there, and we're going to do the same thing for my promotions. Okay, so this is a free field that I've labeled promotion, and I'll show you where you can do that shortly. You'll see here I've got a few already created. I'm going to create a new one, and it's going to be a quick step promotion. And I'm going to go OK. All right. So as if you already know your advertising streams, if you already know your promotions, setting up is very, very, very easy. Now we're going to move into capturing this data. All right. So I'm going to go to File and Quotes, and I've already prepared a few quotes. I'm going to just bring them up here. We have our quotes. You open them up, and we have our customer information. We have the lines. You build it as per normal. There's no change in that. But down the bottom left, where we've got our main info tab, we've also got additional info. Okay, we're going to click on that, and you'll see top left, you've got ad source and promotion. Now I've had to create this under other, because if I click on the blank space, you'll see that the field is pink. That's because in the RFMS that I'm working in, ad source is a required field. You can choose for your own shop whether these are required fields or not. Again, I will show you where you can turn that feature on. All right, so I'm going to make this ad source home show. That's how the customer found us, and I'm going to put the promotion to quick step. Once the information's in there, we're going to go save. All right, it's very easy. I'm going to do the same for these other quotes. Bottom left, top left, home show as my ad source, promotion is quick step, and save. Lucky last, bottom left, additional info. I'm going to make this ad source a magazine ad, but I'm going to keep it at quick step. All right, so these fields are going to be relevant to your shop. The options are going to be relevant to your area. Okay. It might be that you're already using one of these fields to collect information on your quotes or your orders. Okay, ad source is standard. It's set by RFMS. That can't be changed, but you'll see we've got 3 other drop-down fields that you can use to collect information. So if you are already using this bottom drop-down box to collect an alternative source of information, we can use one of these other 2 for promotions. All right, again, I'll show you that very shortly. So we've created some quotes, we've collected this information. How can we as salespeople use this information to convert more quotes? Okay, it's really important in difficult sales climates to use as much of the tools as we've got available to increase our quote conversion. One of these tools is this black binoculars. So if we click on there, it's going to give us a lot of different search parameters or search filters. So I'm going to go and I'm going to search for sales rep Kylie, because that's the name these jobs are under. I'm going to look at promotion quick step. You can also do ad source home show. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to call this Kylie home show quotes. I'm going to go save, and I'm going to go OK. So we have 2 home show quotes here. That save filter can be found by right-clicking and double-clicking on whatever save filters you want to look at. So I've found my home show quotes here. The beauty of having these save filters, the beauty of knowing that these are the home show quotes, is you get to then customize the conversation that you have. When you ring up Kelly, her number is on the far right here. Okay. The job number is in here at quick step, so you know at the home show you either maybe spoke to Kelly or she came into the store from the home show. You can ring her up, follow up. You've got a promotion on, it's ending soon. You can create some gentle urgency to try and have this quote converted within the promotion period. Okay, we can do the same thing for our underlay quotes. So you will have noticed that we've got, it's a September-October promotion that I've loaded. October's ending in a week. So all of these jobs that do not have an export status, in 1 week, that price is no longer going to be valid for Mrs. Barnett. Okay, so again, we can ring her up, we can create some gentle urgency to say that the promotion is ending soon, in a week it's no longer going to be valid, and hopefully these conversations are going to let you know what's delayed their decision, and you can allay their fears, answer any questions they've got, and get them across the line to convert it. Okay, some of you might have been part of Christine's webinar on quote conversion. Okay, and she shared some stats from our colleagues in the US that I found quite surprising. Okay, so 80% of sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact with the customer, which is a huge bulk of sales. But the scary stat is only 15% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Okay, so it's something to keep aware of, that the more we talk to a customer, the greater the chances of converting that sale. All right, so use these save filters, collect the information, call the customers back repeatedly, offer samples, offer to pick up samples, ask if they've got any questions, offer installation by Christmas if they can pay their deposit by a certain date. All right. Once you've had these conversations with the customer, you've got notes, and you can load these conversations that the customer is coming in tomorrow. Again, in a couple of days, if you haven't heard from the customer, bring back up your save search on your underlay promotion, remind the customer that the promotion is ending, and hopefully convert that quote. All right, so that's how, as a salesperson, you can use this data to progress these quotes to active orders. Once we've got this information in the system, once you're using this information to support your sales process, we want to know how we can report on this data. And there's 2 ways we can do that. The first way is very simple. We can use a simple keyboard shortcut of Control-Alt-Shift-C, and it's going to copy the information for us. There it is there. We then take that data and we paste it into an Excel spreadsheet. Okay? So it's going to give us limited information because it's only going to copy whatever data is showing in this table here. Okay? But what we can do with that data is we know that this is, we can label it here, Kylie underlay quotes. And this can support sales meetings. It can support maybe one-on-one meetings with salespeople to see where they're going, to see how they're tracking in terms of the number of quotes they're creating for a promotion. And of course, if you hadn't specified a salesperson, if you were just looking at all underlay, free underlay quotes, you would have maybe a lot more for your different salespeople. Very, very easy way to capture a snapshot of data. But this isn't going to tell us the value of the jobs we're getting versus the value of the spend, okay? So we can do that back in RFMS. We want to go Navigator, Sales Reports. We're going to come up into File, Material Analysis, and we're going to pop down to Quotes. I'm going to do it by salesperson. I'm going to report on Caden, Kylie, and Susie. All of these other customer type stores, product codes are going to be highlighted. I'm going to come into more parameters, and I want all of these options selected. I'm going to do from quote date starting the 1st of August. I'm going to send this out to an Excel spreadsheet and I'm going to print it. All right. It's going to give the data. It's going to give me a print preview of the data that could be printed. It's sorted by salesperson, and if I scroll to the very end page, it will subtotal it by salesperson and then give me a combined total for the date range that I'm looking at. Let's go and have a look at the Excel spreadsheet. Here is the data for those 3 salespeople starting 1st of October. From here, you need a little bit of Excel knowledge, but I find this is a great report to look at. So very simply, I'm going to pivot this data. I'm going to look at the total value of the jobs. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to look at the report by salesperson. I'm going to go by ad source, and I'm going to go have a look at contract type. So contract type is the default name of the drop-down list that we labeled promotion. So I'm going to drag that in here. So depending on which way you order these, you can see where your quote values have come from. So we can see very easily, quickly here, that we have $86,000 of quotes relating to the free underlay upgrade for September and October. Of that, almost half came from radio ads, with the remaining half coming from newspaper and television ads with a pretty equal split. All right, so from that information, you'll be able to then take it and compare it to how much you spent on those advertising streams. If you spent the bulk of your money on television ads to get 25% of the quotes, then maybe we need to look at moving some of the advertising into radio because it was very productive. Okay. Similarly, you've got up here, you've got almost $400,000 of quotes where the customer didn't come in looking specifically at a promotion. Alternatively, they might have come in, but your salesperson forgot to capture that information. Okay, so you've got almost $400,000 of quotes. They didn't come in for a specific promotion. We don't know how they found us, but we do know that local sponsorship brought in almost $11,000. So maybe you follow up on that. I noticed, Mrs. Jones, you came in from local sponsorship. Was there a particular area? Oh, you sponsor my grandson's football team, or I saw you at the local school fair. Okay, so you can start to see where your advertising spend is effective. All right, so that's one way to look at your promotions and your ad source. Another way is not just in dollar value, but in quantity of quotes. So I'm going to copy this data. I'm going to strip out the duplicates for a total of 98 quotes created in that date range. I'm going to repivot this data on the same information. So it's going to be the count or the number of invoices. I'm going to go by salesperson. And I'm going to scroll down and we're going to go by promotion and ad source. So looking at the free underlay promotion, the radio ads got us half of our quotes, which matches what we got in terms of the dollar value. And the newspaper and televisions were quite evenly split. But we can see here that television ads just nudged out in terms of the number of quotes, in terms of the number of people coming into the shop. Okay, newspaper got us more dollars, but television ads got us more people. right? So it's another way to look at the data that we're collecting. All right, so this is a very, very brief look at reporting, and you can do the same report for your converted active jobs. So you can see this is the data for your quotes. Let's go have a look at the data of the jobs that were converted. All right, I'm going to pause here and not show you that because it's the exact same process. What I am going to show you is going to go back into RFMS, and I'm going to show you where you can set up or you can label these fields. All right, so in order entry and in sales reports, you can go to system options. Now there's no password on this demonstration program, but you'll need to make sure that either you have the right permission to go into the back where RFMS is set up. So I'm going to click through. We're going to go to admin system options. I'm going to click through again, and in here in the search option field for text, I'm going to put type. Hit tab to search, and you can see here, this is the contract type prompt. I've labeled it promotion. I can double click on here and you can label it and we can go okay. All right, so there's add source, which is standard, but then you've got contract type prompt, you've got order type prompt, and you've got service type prompt. All right, I'm going to label these now and I'm going to show you them in order entry. Okay, and this is the same space where you can tell RFMS that you want this required or not. Okay, so I'm going to make contract type required, and I'm going to make it always required. I'm going to go blue arrow back. Now I'm going to have to close down order entry to make those changes take effect. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go into quotes, and let's go have a look at, I'm going to right click and let's go have a look at my home show quotes. Let's go into the back of this and we'll see that we've labeled it again. So there's order type and there's service type. Service type hasn't got any options built into my demo database. So you'll see now, if I make both of these fields blank, I cannot save it because RFMS is going to prompt me to fill in that data. All right, which is why it's helpful to have other or a no promotion. I'm going to choose quick set for this one. Okay, we can go save. So that very quickly in a nutshell is how you can use these fields to collect information about where your customers are coming from, how they're finding you, and what they're coming into your store for. We've got a few minutes now. If we've got any questions, you can submit them now. If anyone wants to discuss things a bit more specific to your store, we can take it offline. You can email us directly, help.au@rfms.com. Suggested use for order type and service type. That's a good question. You could use this for capturing the data on jobs where you have to do remedial work. So if you have a customer come back to you and the product has failed, or the install has failed, or there was some kind of damage to the property, you could create a new quote or a new customer order and call it remedial or warranty or property damage or claim, something like that, because that way you will be able to report on jobs that you've got to go back and fix, where the cost of fixing is either at your expense or your installer's expense. You could also use that same field to capture information relating to maybe upsells, or if there's been a mistake in the floor prep, or there's been a room left off in terms of maybe you quantified wrong and you missed a bedroom. That way, it's going to show you, okay, does somebody in my sales team need a little bit of extra help with quantifying, because we're consistently going back because we're under quantifying product. Are we consistently going back for a salesperson because they are getting the floor prep wrong? Is there an installer who is just maybe not as good as they used to be, or needs a little bit of upskilling? So that can be really helpful. It all just comes down to what kind of data you have the ability to collect, really. Hopefully that answered your question. Is there anything else that's come through? Oh, hang on a second, I see a question here. Can you make the promotion field compulsory? Yes, you can make the promotion field compulsory. All right, those are the only two questions that have come through. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, we've already answered that one as well. All right, so if anybody has any questions in the next couple of hours, few days, get in touch. We will make this recording available in the next 24 hours to anybody who was here, anybody who registered and perhaps couldn't make it for the first half. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate taking the time in the afternoon. If there's something specific you want to talk about for your store, again, let us know. We can come online and discuss it in a little bit more detail. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we will hopefully chat very soon. Thank you.